And we are back here at Go Time at LSU at the Voice of College Football Network. I'm your host, Grant Sashere, and we have a big series this week against Arkansas. Of course, this is a top 10 matchup. LSU is the number 3 team in the country. Meanwhile, Arkansas is the number 6 team in the country. And Arkansas and LSU, this is always one of the biggest matchups of the season. Of course, both teams are usually ranked a lot of times in the top 25, top 15, sometimes even the top 10, even the top 5. This series is no different. Once again, LSU's number 3. Arkansas, I said number 6. They're actually number 7. So this is a big-time series. LSU has a 38-11 record. Arkansas 40-10. If you look at overall in the conference place, Arkansas is 17-7. Meanwhile, LSU is 15-9. So not really a whole lot of separation between the two. But again, there is some stark differences. But there's some similarities, but there are also some stark differences, and I'll get to all that here in a second. But LSU has not been very successful against Arkansas in recent memory. LSU a lot of times used to beat Arkansas in series. It really wasn't until around 2019 where Arkansas got the better of LSU. But even like, for example, in 2018, LSU wasn't really that good in baseball in terms of LSU standards, right? LSU standards are usually top 10 team, a team that's content because that is in contention for Omaha. You know how it goes at LSU, right down here in Baton Rouge. Or in my case, I'm in New Orleans right now, but Southern Louisiana, regardless. But LSU beat Arkansas in 2018. And that Arkansas team was literally a foul ball away from winning the national championship. And I'm sorry, if you're an Arkansas fan, I'm sorry you just listen to that. I know you're getting some World War II flashbacks, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, by the way, I'm wearing a Liverpool LeBron jersey. So if LSU fans are wondering, why are you wearing red and black? And I know this is probably not the best fit for this, but I'm LSU. I'm an LSU fan. This is why it's called. That's why we're on the LSU thing. Now, I went to LSU, but it doesn't matter. Going back to what I was saying, but it really wasn't until around 2019 where Arkansas got the better of LSU. Arkansas has actually won 8 of the last 11 meetings with LSU, and I think if I remember correctly, they swept LSU 2 out of the last 3 years. So this has always been a tough matchup for LSU, and this series. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be tough, right? The only series LSU's won in the last 3-4 years was the 2023 year. And that year, actually, the first game went to extra innings. Arkansas ended up winning by scoring 8 runs in the 10th inning to win that game, and then LSU won the next 2. So this is a big series for both teams, of course. Because both teams want to host a super regional, right? LSU is sitting around the 8-9 area in terms of RPI. And if you're a top 8 seed, if you're a top 8 team in the RPI, that generally means you're poised to host a super regional. For LSU to host a super regional, they would have to win 4 of their next 6 games. So basically, they have to win both series or win one game this week. Say they lose the series, you have to lose one game this week. And you have to sweep. Or what you can do is just simply win them. I think that's the easiest thing to do. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So Arkansas is first in terms of the SEC rankings. This is SEC, how they rank in the SEC. They are first in batting average, 316. On base percentage, 427. Runs, 454. Hits, 519. And RBIs, 426. They are first in batting average, on base percentage, runs, hits, and RBIs. They are second in slugging percentage, and their slugging percentage is 570. They are third in sac flies, and they're also third in home runs. They've hit 102 home runs this year. and this might be the best batting lineup that LSU's probably gone up against this year, without a doubt. And they're also fifth in doubles, and they do a good job of forcing pitchers to walk batters, and they have forced 621 walks. So this is a very good and disciplined batting lineup that the Razorbacks have. In comparison with LSU, LSU is at 75 home runs. Their batting average is around 316, 306. So they're not that far behind. But and everything else, Arkansas is they're just a better hitting team, and they have been. And really, in recent weeks, LSU's biggest problem has been not, I won't say hitting, but consistent hitting. Right? They have not been a very good team at hitting the ball and forcing it into play. They just haven't. Right? And I know they've had some moments in games where they've hit at the right times, but you need to be hitting more consistently. And this week against Arkansas, you have to, because this Arkansas pitching staff is really, really good. They're really, really good. They're really, really deep. And you can't afford to have those games where you haven't scored up until the eighth inning, right? That luckily against Tennessee, you're able to hit the ball very late in games, but you can't afford to do that against Arkansas. You have to be aggressive throughout this series against Arkansas. This is by far the most important series for LSU in terms of trying to host these super regional sites. Of course, Tennessee was very important, but Arkansas and Tennessee were the two big ones because you're at home and you have to take advantage that you're playing those two teams at the box. But in terms of their pitching, they're 14th. They have a 3.75 ERA, which is fourth in the SEC. They have an on-base percentage of allowed on-base percentage of 224, which is fifth. They don't really strike out many. They're actually kind of in the middle in terms of strikeouts with a 508, but they are third in strikeouts looking. So, they force opposing batters to kind of think twice about whether they should swing or not. So, very effective. They have a very effective. They have a very effective bag in terms of what they get through at batters. They are fourth in hits allowed in the SEC. They are first in the least runs allowed. So, again, like I said, very good pitching staff, and tied in third in earned runs allowed. So they don't really give up much runs. They don't give up much hits. Yes, they don't strike people out, but they do have a very good bag of pitches where, again, it makes batters think twice about whether they should swing or not. Once again, they're third in strikeouts looking. So very, very good pitching staff. They're a complete team. So this is this is probably arguably the best team that LSU's played on outside of Texas. But in terms of this is the best team they will have at the box. So if you want to win, if you want to host a Super Regional, you have to win the series. And of course, you have to win the series against South Carolina. They should win the series against South Carolina, but we're talking about the Arkansas series here. So there's a lot to dive in. So let's get to it. So let's start off with their batting lineup. And just several players that I think stand out. They got the Aloy brothers. Wavia Aloy and Kuyo Aloy. Wahia Aloy has a 376 batting average, a 718 slugging percentage, and a 464 on base percentage. So he's a very good. He's by far Arkansas's best hitter. He's actually fourth in the SEC in batting average, and by default, he's actually the leading leader in batting average on his team. And he also is very effective at getting on base. Once again, a 464 on base percentage, meaning that he gets on base at least near 50% of the time. So nearly half the time he gets on base. He has 77 hits, 16 doubles, a triple, 17 home runs, which leads the team, and 52 RBIs. His younger brother, Kuyo Aloy, 359 batting average, a 630 slugging percentage, and a 431 on base percentage. He has 66 hits, 14 doubles, 12 home runs, and 65 RBIs, and that is a team high. The Aloy brothers are really good. They both are 1 and 2 in batting average. But LSU's done a very good job of limiting some of the teams, opposing teams' best batters. For example, last week against Texas A&M, James LaViolette only had one hit the entire series. Justin LeBron, same thing, only one hit throughout the entire series. So they've done a very good job of slowing down some of the opposing teams' best batters. But once again, this might be LSU's tough task. If they can do it again, they have a great shot and win this series. But they have a deep batting lineup. You have to retire almost everybody. You got to limit hits. You got to make sure you don't walk anybody. And you also got to limit runs. Well, via Lloyd, when he gets on, but like I said, he gets on base nearly half the time. He also leads the SEC in runs scored when he's on base. So it's very important that you try to get the Lloyd brothers back to the dugout. You got to get them back to the dugout. You can't allow them to get on base because they're very effective hitters. They're very good at getting on base, and they also have a tennis. They also can score home when they do get on base. High percentage. 4.64 on base percentage and 4.31 on base percentage for the elder and younger Eloy brother. In left field, and Charles Davalon, 351 batting average, 590 slugging percentage, and a 4.37 on base percentage, 72 hits, 8 doubles, a triple, 13 home runs, and 49 RBIs. We also have Logan Maxwell, 351, 592, a 351 batting average, 592 slugging percentage, and a 4.64 on base percentage. He also is tied with Wavia. That's a Hawaiian name, Polynesian name, so forgive me. But he has 41 hits, 3 doubles, 9 home runs, and 24 RBIs. And once again, he is tied with Wavia Aloy, who has a 4.64 on base percentage. So once again, gets on base effectively. He gets on base nearly 50% of the time. So you want to make sure you do whatever you can to make sure Logan Maxwell does not get on base. You do that by chucking him out, force out, put out, fly out. Doesn't matter. Get him out. But he's dealing with a hammy injury, right? But if Logan Maxwell does not perform, is not on the field this weekend, expect to see Carson Boyles. He's done a very good job of stepping in for Logan Maxwell. 321 batting average, 518 slugging percentage, and a 481 on base percentage. So he can get on base effectively as well. And then 24 games played, 14 of which he started, 18 hits, 5 doubles, 2 home runs, and 16 RBIs. So he's very effective coming out of the dugout and replacing one of Arkansas's most important players in the field and behind the plate. 341 batting average, 618 slugging percentage, 387 on base percentage, 58 hits, 14 doubles, 11 home runs, 52 RBIs, and of course you also have third baseman Brett Ireland, 305 average, 604 slugging percentage, 467 on base percentage, 47 hits, 10 doubles, 12 home runs, and 53 RBIs. And that 467 on base percentage is that as a team high throughout the season. Of course, in terms of players who have played over 30 games, he has the highest on base percentage, and he has played in. Brent Iredale, but I read it as Ireland. Same kind of spelling, but different. That one's not the same name, but obviously, but like I just got to throw up, get the words mixed up. Brent Iredale, yeah. So very, very, very good batting lineup. Of course, throughout the season, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys who are batting above 300, and then you also have Ryder Helfer, who's batting 292, and Justin Thomas, who has a 287 batting average. So highly effective batting lineup for Arkansas. And in SEC play, kind of same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 batters who are hitting above 300 in Arkansas's batting lineup. That's an SEC play. With Via Toholoi, batting 353. Logan Maxwell, 344. Cam Gozio, 343. Charles Davalon, 330. Ryder Helfrich. He's actually batting better in SEC play. Ryder Helfrich is with 305. And Kuyo Aloy is batting 305 in SEC play. So all those guys have actually improved. Some of those guys have actually improved their batting line. Like a guy like Ryder Helfrich's actually improved it since SEC play started. And once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys have an on-base percentage of 40% and over. So very, very good. Very, very good batting lineup for Arkansas. ERA throughout this entire season is 6.3 on the year, and in 66 innings pitched, he has had 24 walks, 92 strikeouts, and has allowed 54 hits. So he's very effective getting guys out, and batters only have a 217 on base percentage against him. If you look at his SC stats, not much, a little worse. 4.84 ERA. 4-3 on the year in SEC play, and in 44.2 innings, he's struck out 56 batters, only allowed 18 walks, but he has also allowed 42 hits, and 26 of the runs he allowed, 24 of which were earned. You also Gage Wood. Gage Wood is only games this season. 5 of he was injured in non-conference play, and I believe that was back in February. I believe it was at the college series. It's a non-conference. One that's non-conference a lot of issue. Hurt 4 years. 4 years. He 3-7 and he's only allowed 10, 7, 6 of it's very important that he's also very important that both very good at strike, and you have to be aggressive here. This pitching lineup, not pitching lineup, but this pitching rotation is very deadly. Starting very good. Jimenez, Aiden Jimenez is arguably Arkansas's best pitcher. He's pitched in 15 games so far this year, has a 4-1 record, a 1.76 ERA, and in 30.2 innings pitched, he has struck out 31 batters, allowed 22 hits, and only allowed 6 runs, 6 of which were earned, and has only walked 4 batters. Highly effective pitcher, and the same thing. And most of his appearances have come in SEC play. And in SEC play, a 1.46 ERA, 25 strikeouts and 24.2 innings pitched. Has only allowed 14 hits. Also has allowed 4 runs, all of which are earned, and only 2 walks. Highly effective pitcher. Will McIntyre, somebody that LSU fans should be very familiar with. He's been effective as well. All 6 of his appearances have come in SEC play. That's a 1.80 ERA, and in 10 innings pitched, he has struck out 11. Although he's allowed 6 hits, he hasn't given up much runs. 2 runs, both of which are earned, and only 1 walk. Another pitcher to watch out for is Dylan Carter. Dylan Carter, by the way, all of these got Aiden Jimenez, Will McIntyre, both in the bullpen. Another bullpen arm to watch for, of course, as I just mentioned, Dylan Carter, 2.81 ERA, with 10 appearances in SEC play, in 16 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts, 6 hits, has allowed 5 runs, all of which are earned, and 6 walks. Also, should watch for Carson Wiggins. Carson Wiggins, a 3.21 ERA, 14. He has appeared in 14 games and in 14 innings. He has allowed 6 runs on 7 hits. 5 of those runs were earned. He's also struck out 20 batters and has walked 9. Another guy you should watch out for, of course, is that also I want to mention Carson Wiggins has 3 saves, which is tied with Christian Fauch for a team with he's tied with Christian Fauch, who also has 3 saves, and that is they both have the team high for saves. Christian Fauch, just mentioned him, 4.60 ERA, appeared in 15 games, 21 strikeouts, 9 runs, 8 of which were earned off of 9 hits, and he has also allowed 9 walks on the year. Colin Fisher, 14 appearances, 5 starts. Expect him to come out of the bullpen because, like I said, he has started 5 games, so he can extend games. Colin Fisher's 3.86 ERA, 29 strikeouts, and 23.1 innings pitched. And he's also allowed 10 runs off of 18 hits. All 10 have been earned and 9 walks. So there's a lot of guys in this this bullpen that you should expect to see because, like I said, you got so right now on their bullpen, or you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys who have appeared in at least 13 games. There's a lot of arms that have experience pitching these games. Like I said, they're very, very deep. And in SEC play, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys who have appeared out of the bullpen. And also, nobody knows who their day 3 pitcher is going to be because Arkansas has the ability to choose whoever they want depending on the matchup. So there's a lot of guys you can see there. But once again, very big series for LSU. They have to win this series to at least secure they have to win the series and the next one to secure a super regional host spot, which is 1 through 8. And if they, win 2 out of 3 this week, win 2 out of 3 next week, you secure a super regional host site. But it starts with the Arkansas series, and if you win this one, your chances are even higher of doing this. So you have to be aggressive on the plate. You have to strike people out. And people are worried about the bullpen. I'm actually very calm in the bullpen. I've liked what I've seen from the bullpen in the last 2 weeks. They've come around. And people are like, well, they're still giving up runs late. Yeah. I mean, that's also after the fact that your bats have not come through for LSU. Your bats have to be aggressive. When people are on base, you have to get them home. You have to be aggressive. You have to score runs at the plate. And I think the pitching staff will do a job. Anthony Ianson and Cade Anderson have done their job, right? They've done their job. They're the best 1-2 duo in the SEC, in my opinion. And Anthony Ianson looked like the best pitcher in the SEC the last 2 weeks. You cannot rely on the starting rotation as well as the bullpen to bail you out of the games when you're not hitting well. It's time for the batting lineup to come through for LSU, and they should. Although I think this is going to be a toss-up. Arkansas has won 8 of the last 11 meetings. They've won 3 out of the last 4 series matchups. I think LSU could pull it off. I do. I like how the starting rotation is coming through. I like what the bullpen's coming through, and I think the guys in the batting lineup have gotten the message from the coaching staff that they have to come through. LSU's always at its best late in the season, and I expect the bats to come through and turn it around. LSU will win 2 games out of 3. That's it for Geaux Time. I'm your host, Grant Sashery, once again, and we'll also have a series recap show right after the end of the final game of the series to get a full reaction. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to LSU at the Boys of College Football, and go Tigers.